Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Starting in 1 or 2 more minutes. Okay, just let some people enter into the room. So give us a minute or two and we'll get going. Thanks. All righty. Uh, let's get started. Good afternoon, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Um, Quick lesson, and let me get right into a trade that I have on right this second on uh Russell 2000. Put it on earlier this morning. Okay, not that long ago. You can see my thinking here. Not the best entry, okay, but I went in on a 4 hour chart and I just want to show you why. Very simple. We talk, don't get me wrong. We talk about day trading here. We do a lot of trading off of the 5 minute. I actually don't love the 5 minute. Okay. I do more of my trading off of a 15-minute chart when I'm going intraday. But we got a lot of people in the class here, and if you're going to be trading off of a 15-minute chart, you got to be here and you got to be watching your charts. You got to spend a long period of time watching charts, all right, to get your optimal entries and to making sure that your trade setups are there. Okay, when you're looking at the shorter term time frames, those setups are obviously very, very important. Okay. And so what I want to make sure that everybody understands is that the amazing trader works the same on all time frames. And it works, we talk about the 4 hour and the daily. And if you're going to put a trade on a 4 hour, and I did this morning, and I did it for a specific reason. Okay. I'll get into the reason in a second, but because I want to show everybody, okay, that we can do a trade off of a 4 hour chart. If you're not seeing anything right at 1 minute in the 15-minute chart, and you're watching, especially when we come on and we do this show at 10 o'clock in the morning, New York time, and I want to do trades for you guys out there. I want to see you to see this in action, but timing is not always perfect. There may not be setups that are ready to go between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. So I want to teach everybody here how to do this by themselves and to be able to spot these setups and be able to execute on trades when we're not on. Now, if you're trading a prop firm's money, then you have to be very careful about a 4 hour chart or a daily chart, especially as you get towards the end of the week, because with most prop firms, I'm going to say for the most part, almost all, not all of the prop firms, you need to close your position before the weekend closes. So by the end of the day on Friday, you need to have your position closed. So if you get into on a daily chart on a Thursday, even if you're right, and even if the trade looks like it's setting up the right way, you don't have enough time to let the trade play out. Same thing on a 4 hour chart. But so today's Wednesday, it's Wednesday morning. We still have a few hours to go. And I just want to show you very simply. Now, so here's a 4-hour chart. Okay, we have a directional indicator this week. All right, remember now, day separator. I hope everybody's using the day separators. All right, because it's just important to get a sense for the different periods. They take on different characteristics. So, what do we have here? Okay, we tried to set a high. Well, at least in this move, we came up here 2 weeks ago, came down, tried it again, came down, tried it again. We have a directional indicator. So as far as I'm concerned, for the rest of for the foreseeable future, okay, I have a bias short right now in a bigger picture. Okay, now just understand. So on a 4-hour chart, it doesn't mean I can't be possibly looking on a shorter term time frame down the road to go long. Okay, on the 4-hour chart, this is my setup. Directional indicator, a stop above all right, we're moving down. This line, very important that we understand the key preceding line in this move up. Okay, what is the key preceding line in this move up that will determine what's going on here in the next area? So please understand that this is the key preceding line, not this one. Okay, this is the last low before the high, not here. All right, please understand this is not the low. And let's take a look. If this is your high, and then this is a high from here to here, okay, here is the low right here. So this line is the critical line that we're looking at. This line has importance. It's to be dealt with. I would look at it and say, that's an area that clearly has held, but it's not as key of a line as this. But this move, this up move that we have here to continue, okay, this down move has to stop. This line has to hold. And so right now, there is still room to come down and test this line very, very easily. Okay? Now, your take profit is all the way down here, last week's lows. But I'm going to worry about that later on a 4-hour chart. I wanted to put a trade on, and I don't know exactly where it's going to go, how it's going to go. I just have a good suspicion, okay, that maybe the high is in for the week for right now. Now we have numbers coming in, we have earnings coming in. These things can change, okay. But I have a directional indicator. I'm putting the high of the week. Okay, and I want to see what happens over the next, today, tomorrow. We have unemployment numbers. There are other economic numbers coming out. Like I said, there are earnings coming out. A lot can happen, but we're just following this move down. And plus, in general, as I think I've mentioned, I have a big bias short on really all of the indexes. Okay, hang on a second. Got some questions. Okay, question. Canada right now. Okay. Hold on. Thank you very much. Okay, let me finish this trade. Okay, let me go finish this very quickly, just to show everybody what I'm doing. Okay, and make my point, and then I'm going to go look at those two pairs for you. Okay, right this second. We're not going to panic. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, but I'll take my time. I'm going to go take a look at it and analyze it for you in 1 minute. Thank you for bringing that up. Appreciate it. Let me just finish on this. Okay, the point here is very simple. You have a lot of money in your account. We're only risking 0.25% of our account on any one trade. It doesn't matter how far away your stop is from where the trade is right now, points wise, because it's still representing the same dollar amount of risk. So I'm risking no more money, so I'm not going to sweat it. The bigger time frames tend to smooth out some of the little moves in the marketplace. So this is the move, okay? Now, is this the ideal place to short yet? No. All right. An ideal place would have been up here. All right. When this blue line right up here confirmed, creating the directional indicator, this confirmed, just here, let me open it up quickly, just so you see it. All right. I wasn't here. Okay. Here was the ideal. Okay. I wasn't here watching, unfortunately, but just take a look at what happened here. Okay. This candle right here, this blue line confirmed at the close of the following candle. So the close of the following candle is right here. So when this blue line confirmed, you could have gotten short right here if you were here watching the trade at the time. Unfortunately, maybe you were, maybe you weren't. This was at 2 o'clock this morning, this candle. Okay. Hold on. No, let me just take a look. All right, so this candle happened during the European and London Open. All right, so I mean, hey, if you weren't here, you weren't here. But this is the ideal trade. Now I could be patient. I could be waiting for a move back up here a little bit, getting a little closer. My bias is still short, and we actually broke this line over here. All right, which tells me once again a better trade. Okay, again, if you're watching today and you're patient and you want to do a 4-hour trade, if you can get it maybe earlier later this morning, if we get a move back up here closer, okay, this trade is still on. My next move here, in my opinion, the trade that I would be laying out and planning in my head would be a short somewhere up in here. Okay, I'm already in. Okay, I'm already in right over here. But a short up in here, if you're not ready, if you don't want to get in yet, and do what I did, which is fine. You can get in now. You're pushing up a little bit right now. Let's look at what the 15-minute looks like quickly. Okay, see where the 15 minutes going. This is very, very important. I want to show you this also. All right. I was looking, okay, I was looking at this key blue line here, okay, which was the key high before a low, and we broke it, okay. I'm not surprised we broke it. It was coming into the early morning. It was the right exactly when the market was about to open, okay, on the 15-minute chart, and it spiked right up there. So it doesn't shock me as much. And again, when these smaller time frames, a line breaks. All right. So I saw this when I was putting on my 4-hour trade. And I said, it could take out this line. It could come up here. It could even really kind of come up into this area. Okay. Or, up in this area. So hang on a second. Where is my stop loss? It's way, way, way up. Okay. Hang on a second. Where is my stop loss? Where is it? Take a look. It's now 1823.57. So hold on, we can't even see it yet. Okay, here's my stop loss. Sorry, I had to minimize the account. Here's my stop loss. Gives me plenty of room. All right. I'm looking for a continued move down into this area. Will I get, fully down here? Will I take out this line where I'm probably going to exit over here, assuming this works. But that's my trade. I'm risking my money. Okay. And just going back to show you the 15-minute. All right. I'm not surprised that the 15-minute broke up a little bit. All right. Come back up into this area. Anyway, okay, so let's take a look. So there's my short position on a 4-hour chart. There's nothing wrong with it. You have plenty of capital. If you're starting with zero in your account, I don't know how many people. I don't know how many positions you carry at one time. I don't know how long you like to hold positions at one time. But you should have plenty of capital. If we start fresh every day, we should have plenty of capital to be able to risk 0.25% of your account and hold a 4-hour trade for a couple of days. So be it if you need to do it. So all right, now let's just take a look. Dollar CAD 15-minute. Hang on, let's take a look. Dollar CAD 15-minute bounce straight. Bounce straight galore on the 15-minute. Let's just take a look, or you understand it. All right. Why is this a bounce trade? This was the low before the high. We came down and broke it. Bias now shifts to the downside. We moved back up here, gave you a great bounce opportunity to get short up in this area with a stop above the high of the day. Absolutely right. Here's my problem. Okay. It's too late. When I say too late, it's here. I don't want to say too late. Let's just take a look. right thought. I mean, that was the trade, but you see, and that's the other thing. Okay. Um, you spotted it, and if you were watching this, and maybe you were, hopefully, and then maybe you got short, okay, over here, but you nailed the concept beautifully, okay, and that's what's really, really important. But you had an opportunity to get in, somewhere up here, because that's what the bounce trade is. Once we take out that previous low before the high, that shifts our bias, at least short term for right now. It shifts our short term bias into what we call this episode. Okay, that's a new episode that formed. Once this was a big episode, when you have higher highs and higher lows, keep moving up. That's an episode. Once this low here before the high broke, in our mind, this episode is over. Now we're in a new episode. Okay. Yep. Now, I don't know how far this episode is going to go down. Okay. It could change. All right. But we're now in a new episode. Okay. If that makes sense. So, yeah, you have it. Hold on, 15-minute, dollar CAD. There was a lot of Canadian news this morning. I will tell you that. So hang on a second. Hang on. Yeah, it's third line. Let's just see what looks ahead, right? Hold on a second. Just see what's looking ahead on the 1 hour. I want to see where we are in 1 hour. Okay, so we obviously having a big push up, dollar CAD, right? So the bias, I mean, if you're looking at the hour chart, all right, we got to be pretty cautious right here. There's no guaranteed high in. We're building ladders. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Building ladders. I would still wait. The answer is yes. Bounce trade, short. I just like to get it up here. Just take a look. You know what? Hold on. Hour. Go back to the hour. Let me go to your other one. Hold on. Let me take a look at Euro Yen. Before I jump into anything, I want to take a look at Euro Yen. Hold on. Euro Yen, bounce trade. Now, Euro Yen, hold on. Well, here's the 5-minute Euro Yen. Let's take a look at the 15-minute Euro Yen. We're smack in the middle. I see what you're saying. Okay. We're smack in the middle of today's range. Okay. Look what we had here. Big move up, big move down. Now we're kind of smack in the middle. So I don't see that move the same as I see what you're saying. Broke, move down or here. This is really, I think I spoke about this a little bit, and this is also where you have to have a little bit of a feel. I don't love. Okay, let me open this up again. Okay, let's just take a look. I see, to me, let me see if you can see the difference. Okay, I like lines that form after retracements. Okay, so hang on a second. Let me do. Hold on a second. I can't. I don't even. Let me apologize for that, guys. Let's just take a look. Now, see, what I was trying to say is, I don't like retracements. All right. To me, a two candle, when you have a drop in a candle and then a kind of consolidation and then kind of like a wick up here, to me this is not a retracement. Like, this is a retracement, if that makes sense. Okay, you have 4 candles. Okay, so if here's the retracement, This to me is not quite as good. So what's my point? My point is that this is my area that I'm looking at before I would call this a bounce trade. Okay, it would have to take out this area. I am still biased short on this area. I'm not ready to trade. Why? Because look at the move today. Up, down, smack in the middle. Okay, so I'm not really looking to trade that. A second. Hourly, it's coming back. Let's just take a look at the hour. Let's comment on that. Well, if you look at the hour, smack, and again, we're smack in the middle of the day. Previous resistance, not okay. Look at the hour. It's currently back at previous resistance. Well, it's back at okay. It's back at previous resistance. I mean, if this is what you hold on, if this is what you're looking at, oops. Hold on a second. I mean, if what you're saying is, kind of this area up here is, right here at this line, move it. If that's what you're looking at, I understand that. I understand what you're saying, right? If we're talking this is previous resistance here, I got you. It's not. That's not an okay. I got you. I see exactly what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with that. And what that tells me is this is a good area to kind of be careful. I'm looking at lines. I'm looking at the amazing trader lines. Okay, so take a look. We're between two key amazing trader lines. There is nothing in here. Let's just take a look at the 1 hour chart. Okay. Assuming you wanted to go short. All right. If that's what you look, or if that's what we're looking at. Okay. Or if you want to, I don't know, assuming you want to go short OBA, you have to put your stop above the blue line. And assuming you want to go long, you have to put your stop really below, you have to put your stop below this line because this is the last low. This line was already broken, right? This line is not important. Okay, does that make sense? Hold on a second. Attack 20 is a second. You was down last Jay, I'm not Jay. I'm not sure what you're I'm sorry, guys. Jay's questioning something. Jay, we'll discuss that later. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to look at these trades to see if there's a trade here. Anyway. Okay. So I don't see a trade. That's all I can tell you. Using the amazing trader, I don't see a trade right now on euro yen based on the 1 hour chart in either direction. All right. Yes, we're long here. If anything, okay, I would be long based on this chart on the 1 hour chart. I would be long with the stop below here. That's if you're using a 1 hour chart. All right. If you're using a 15-minute chart. Now, when I say that, is you can go a few, okay? Yeah. There's just nothing to do here. You're right smack in the middle. Okay. So that's fine. Okay. There's just nothing to do here. I guess that's a simple answer. And and that's it's part of the trade. Sometimes, or at least from my perspective, you can't force a trade. You can't wish a trade, or you can't maneuver. You can only plan the trade. All right. And I use the amazing trader. I use the lines 90% of the time. I realize that there are some pretty obvious support and resistance lines, horizontal lines that may come in. And a lot of people who look at the charts, may be seeing those lines as well. And that may be an area. I need my amazing trader lines in place because those lines, I have to make my plays based on those lines because that's the only place I know where I can put a stop loss with a reason, okay? I'm not going to put a stop loss just at a previous horizontal support or resistance, okay? I'm going to use my amazing trader lines as an area to put a stop loss in. So right now, I am just between lines, and there is nothing to do. Okay, we do have a bias. Here's euro yen. So if you're just looking at euro yen is behaving, right? Your bias has to be right now. It has to be long. Okay? So does that mean you can't go short right now? It doesn't. But remember, we're looking to put the odds on your side, okay, as best as we can. Now, the odds are on your side the best when the longer term charts agree with your shorter term charts. So let me explain that. All right. So here's the 1 hour chart. Let's even look at the 4 hour chart. And this is just even if you want a day trade, which is great. Okay, you still, you want the wind at your back if you can. All right. Now, there are days when you're going to be trading a retracement because that's just the way it's going. And you're going to be, it's harder. You're fighting uphill or into the wind. It doesn't mean you don't do it. Okay. So right now, what's very important is here's the 4 hour chart. So look what's going on the 4 hour chart. Now, I'm not saying you focus in on this right this second to make your trade, okay, for the next 5 minutes, but look what's going on the 4 hour chart. You have nothing but red lines pushing up, all these ladders pushing up. You took out the highs of the week already earlier this morning. Okay. You don't even have a high in yet for the week, a confirmed high. And when I say confirmed high, off a confirmed line, okay, we don't know. So you don't even have that in. All right. So, if anything, right, you're long on a 4 hour chart with a stop below here. All right. Now, a better trade, would be waiting for this to get down here. Okay. So that's if you're going to trade on the 4 hour chart. But let's just say you still want to trade the euro yen. Okay. Because you like the euro yen. And that's the other thing here that's important. Okay. There's so many different instruments that you could trade. I can't look at everything. I have I don't want to call it my favorites. I have 12, 13, 14 different things that I look at every day. I can't look at 30 or 40 different things. I'm always happy to take a look at it. Okay. But I can't personally monitor. So now you guys when you're home and when you're working from your office or what have you, all right, you can look at whatever charts you want at whatever currency pairs that you want, maybe that you're comfortable with. Okay. So if that's the case, then you have to learn how to look at your bunch of charts. There's two ways to go about using the Amazing Trader. You can just go out there and just look and look and look for the patterns. And you can go through 30, 40, 50 different charts every single morning quickly to look for a pattern, or you can get comfortable looking at the same 8, 10, 12, 14 different things, avoid variation. And I'll show you exactly what I do to give you, to show you how that works. So, but let's say euro yen is something that you're very interested in trading. So how would you trade it based on the fact that, well, the perfect pattern may or may not settle? So, so if you like the euro yen, for argument's sake, let's just look at daily. Hold on. Let's just even look ahead. All right. We broke through there. Hold on. Let's look at weekly, because I don't always look at the euro yen. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. So let's just say you like to trade the euro yen or look at the euro yen every day. Well, that's great. So then at least know at all times what's going on with the euro yen. All right. So what we know, it's very, very bullish the last few weeks. But we were coming up to, okay, last year's high is, what's this number? 148.38. We are not very far away from, October's high. Okay, last year, October's high. We are very, very, very close. So as strong as this move looks, and you can have a big bias that you want to be long ultimately euro yen. And every day you can come in and you can look at the chart, but you got to remember, all right away, you got a major, major overhead here at 148.38, which is about 100 pips away. Okay. So keep that in mind we are very, very bullish, but we're coming up to, let's just even go monthly. Hold on, let's see how far back this goes. Hold on. Let's go back monthly. Okay, so that's monthly high. We have to go all the way back to, let's just see, when is this? 2014. Okay, just check it out. We have to go, we are coming up on a decade's highs. Okay, 2014, almost a decade's highs are a week away. All right, on euro yen. So keep that, this is key. Okay, and by the way, a lot of the yen pairs are coming up to very, very strong areas. So as strong as this looks, you got to know we're 100 pips away from really a major, major area. So that's how you evaluate a chart. So let's say, okay, so now you know that the euro yen, that's okay. So just as long as you know what's going on, basics on the euro yen. Let's go back getting, but now how does that relate to today? Okay, well, we know right now it's very, very strong. Okay, look at the daily. Okay, for right now, okay, at least for right now, we know it's very, very strong. You can't be picking the top here. There's just no way I'm picking the top against this strength. Okay, 4 hour, just take a look. Okay, you look at the 4 hour, same thing. You can't pick the top. Look at the strength in the euro yen right now. All right, so that's the 4 hour. So we got to have a bias of being long. Okay, well, I say you have to have a bias of being long. If you're going to put on a trade right now on any one of these charts, you got to be long. Like a trade on the 4 hour chart is, a stop below this line right here, and you take profit up here, and you could put that trade on right now. Now it's getting late in the day. It's Wednesday. Euro yen, a lot going on. I'm not going to put that trade on for you, but this is the idea of what you're looking for. Okay, look at the 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour, you got to be looking long. You're still in this long area. Yes, this. Remember what I talked about? This consolidation, this little move up and then a consolidation. That's not really a retracement to me. You see this right here? Okay, this is not really a retracement to me. Okay, this is a little subtlety that you need to learn. Okay, when you're watching these charts, very important. This is a subtlety that makes a difference in how well and what your winning percentage could be. Okay, this is just a move up and a little consolidation. That's, it draws a line, and it's a line you can look at, and it's a line that held over here. It's not your key line. Okay, this is more of a key line after a retracement. This is the biggest line after retracement. Why? Because this, okay, is really the low before the high. Take a look. High, next high is here. Where's the low? Here. That makes this line your key line. So your safest trade is long with a stop below that line. Hold on, this line right here. With a long, to go long. That's your safest trade. The problem is we know we're running up against some really tight, tight area up here. So you got to be careful. So now let's look. Still, you have to have a long bias with everything that's going on, right? And so here we go again. Okay, so now here's your 15-minute. In the middle. You smack in the middle of the 15-minute. You have to have a long bias, all right? But you smack in the middle. You took out one blue line. You're maybe going to take out another blue line. If anything, this area is also going to be a key blue line. This is not a key blue line because this is after the low in this move down. This would be your next key line. So to me, you still want to be long, but you got to be careful here. So there's no trade right this second on euro yen. I guess that's the best way that I can say it. All right, let's go back and take a look at dollar Canada, see if anything is developing there. Okay, for right now. All right, so once again, again, so my point. I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but there are these basic points that are just very, very important. And I know that we like to day trade here, And I do a lot of trades on 15-minute trades, okay? But you need to know where you are in the 1 hour and in the 4 hour, at least to know is the big wind behind your back, or are you fighting into the wind? Doesn't mean you can't take a trade that's going into the wind, all right, depending on how the setup is, but you need to know that, okay? It's a lot harder to make your money going into the wind than it is go with the wind at your back. Okay, it's really kind of that if that makes sense to you. So let's just take a look at dollar Canada and what's going on with dollar Canada. Okay, so we have big move up, big move up. What time is it? It's 10:34. We have one line in for the high of the day. Do we know that that's the high of the day? No, we don't know. All right. We have a unconfirmed line in down here. Don't know. We'll see if that confirms. Okay, but now let's just understand. Let's say this line confirms. Well, what does that mean? Does that make it a critical line? Not necessarily. Okay. If when this line confirms, or even after it confirms, if this blue line gets taken out and we set a new high off of this line, that's when this becomes the previous low before the high. So even if this line confirms and the candles are right here, okay, if they have not, even if this turns red solid at 11 o'clock, all right, very important, and it turns right here, all right. A second. Unless this blue line is taken out, okay, then this is not yet your important key line, meaning that any trade that you do, your safest trade, you got to go down, the swing low, okay, these are the safest trades. That makes sense, okay, so this is dollar CAD. Now let's just take a look. So right now, kind of in the middle, a little move up. The Canada had news today, so what do we have? We had a little weakness, then bounced up, and now it's in the middle. So let's just take a look. Once again, we're smack in the middle here. Okay, so can you put on a trade? You're in the middle. That's simple. Okay, so the answer is on dollar CAD. There's nothing to do right this second. Okay, what would I potentially do? 4 hour. Where's my bias? We're coming into some tough areas over here. This area in particular, and again, see, now notice this again, just, all right, this is the 4 hour, but just know, this is very important that you notice this, okay? That's a retracement, okay? You see how that line was formed? That's a retracement. This move down and a little consolidation, that's not, yes, you're forming blue lines, but they're not really retracements, okay? They're not really retracements. They're not really retracements, okay? So this is a very big difference to understand. This will make a big difference in how you trade, okay? So let's just take a look. So where are we 4 hour? 4 hour, we're moving up, we're moving up, we're moving up. Okay, so you want to be bullish dollar CAD, just in general, but we're at a key line here. Just, here's the 4 hour. You want to be bullish, then you go down to the 15 minutes. Let's see if there's an area to maybe get bullish. No. We're right down here. I see what you're talking about, a bounce trade, move up. But once again, it's that one candle, okay? And again, it's something that you're going to have to learn. And it's I don't want to say it's a feeling, but to me, this is what I have observed. When I trade, I am much more comfortable with a clear retracement that creates a line, as opposed to a consolidation. Okay, we had a spike up and then a little move down. Yeah, this line is just not as important to me. You see this move up, we moved up and then just consolidated, creating this line, just not as important to me on the way down. Okay, that's why this line was easily broken over here. Okay, that's why this line was easily broken, not as important. So now when you're looking at the shorter term chart, okay, remember I had that long bias before. But on a shorter term chart, you really could be short up here. All right. That's when this line was bounced. I think we have a potential move back down here. So even though the long-term charts, were pointing up, up here, like I said, unfortunately, we didn't get it. We were looking at it before. Up here was the better area to go short, based on this. Definitely a bounce trade here. Not my favorite. This is more of a retracement than this. But yeah, bounce right back up. And this was your other test because it did bounce right back up and held at the second blue line. Okay, this line was confirmed when this line canceled. Let's just take a cat on 4 hours back at previous blue line for a recent low. By the way, thank you very much for this participation. By the way, because these are, hopefully everybody out there is getting a good lesson. Okay, so here we have the 4 hour chart on the dollar CAD. Let's just take a look based on the previous blue line. Yeah, okay, but again, all right, now once again, yes, the answer is absolutely yes. This is the previous blue line, technically. Okay, I just want you to observe, okay, very important. I just want you to observe, okay, the difference between this area here, okay, a little move down and a little consolidation created that blue line. All right, it's a legitimate blue line. Okay, to me, that's not as strong of a blue line. That's not as big of a target for me than this area up here. Why? Because of this retracement. Okay. All right. This is a great retracement. All right. Came almost all the way back to the previous high before the low. Okay. Just take, all right, all the way back up here. Okay. And resumed its move down. This move right here, a little consolidation. Yeah, I still think based on what we have here again. So this is a 4 hour chart. Okay, so this is last week's low, right? And then we moved up towards the end of the week. We started off this week. We spiked down low, moved up, set a second line here. Okay, this is a directional indicator for the week. I'm looking at the 4 hour chart. This is a directional indicator earlier in the week, and now it's making its push higher. Now, each time it gets to one of these blue lines, do I expect a little fight, a little battle? I absolutely do. Okay, there's no question. What you see happened here, all right, this was an area of I like to look at it this way, every time you see a line, any line, that just means there was a little battle at that place. Okay, and you just I hate to use war. Okay, it's morbid. Okay, but if you look at a battlefield, all right, and you win a position, you'll advance. The more open area, the more likely area you would advance would be to the next open area. Okay, so these blue lines to me, they represent little battle areas. Okay, this is where it's the market's always buyers versus sellers. Are the buyers in control or are the sellers in control? All right. What's going on at any point in time? And that's why I look at these things as little battles. So it's like, okay, well, here's a little battle. All right. On the way up. Remember, on the way up, we're battling now. Okay. We're moving back up. We lost all of this ground. Now we're fighting back. Well, you know what? There was a battle over here. Okay. We started moving back up. We had a battle and we had a retreat. We reinforced, we came back, we won that battle. Now we're going up to the next area where the next defense is. All right, so our next battle is now going to take place ideally right around this area, which is exactly what happened. Do I know how this battle is going to resolve? No, but I have a bias because we took out one battle. This is okay. Now this one is a little more important than this one, obviously, because this one is at least before the low. Okay, so that gives it a little bit more importance. But no, you take out, these are now little battles. So to me, this move up, okay, until it stops, we'll be targeting up into this area, up here again. It will be targeting. That may stop somewhere in this area, and this may be the move. Okay, just like that, right? Take a look. Boom, went down, retrace, down, retrace. It could very well stop in here and go this way, but I'm going to use my amazing trader lines to guide me as to where and when I can get in. So dollar CAD right now, Wednesday at 10:45 in the morning. Nothing for me to do right now. I have a bias long based on this, based on what's going on here. One line, two red lines, three ladders building. I have a bias, but I'm very conscious that I'm coming into some previous areas where there were battles. So I'm not ready to say that this area is going to hold. All right. If I'm going to be using this chart, I want to see a confirmation that an area holds and this start to come back down, at which point then maybe I'll jump on that. Okay. Hope it makes sense. But on the 4-hour chart, okay, right now, there's no trade for me on the 4-hour chart. Okay, because we're right in the middle. My key area is this line here. I would have to put a stop up here. That's not really the trade that I want to make, especially on a Wednesday afternoon. But my bias is long. Can I find an area to go long, a good area? Let's just take a look. You know, a good area is not here, okay, after the high. At best, a good area is, maybe an area here, but this is a key area. So right now we're in the middle. So what's the point? The point is that I can't force a trade right now on these particular pairs. Let's just see if there's anything else. I hope, I'm thrilled to be able to talk about those pairs, and it gives you something to kind of keep an eye on and look for it. But it doesn't mean that there is a trade that's happening right this second that I'm comfortable with. Okay, that meets my definitions. Okay, so right now we're just smack in the middle. Let's see what else is happening in the markets. Okay, so that was dollar CAD. So it looks like, hold on, let me look at my indexes. Let me see what else is doing here. Hold on. Silver's up. Silver's back up. Gold, hold on, here's gold. I was long gold earlier this morning. What was I doing? Russell 2000. So let's just take a look. So here's a Russell 2000. So what did I say? There's a big difference. Let's see. Russell 2000. So I'm in on the 4-hour chart. All right. So I don't say I got on point, small position, once again, I know my risk. My risk is $250, $255. It's okay. I'm happy to risk $255. I'll take this trade any day. Is it the ideal? Let's just take a look. Let's just understand this trade. Is this the ideal perfect entry? No. Okay. Where would a better entry have been? Even where it is right now is a better entry. Or up here is a better entry. Okay. You never know if you're going to get a better entry. All right. You can try. So, but what's the point? On a 4-hour chart, okay, I could wait to get up here. I could wait to get up here. But what happens if it doesn't? It was already breaking this line. Okay. I already thought the high was in. I have a second line. I have a directional indicator. Right. If all this makes sense. And this is where people, again, as traders, it becomes so hard looking for the perfect setup. By the way, they occur. And when they happen, they're great. I showed a trade Monday. Go back, and if you didn't see Monday's recording, go back and check out Monday's recording. It's on our YouTube channel, and it was a great trade there. I was in literally an AT trade. Everything set up perfectly. I was in the trade for maybe 7 minutes and made my 0.25% in about 7 minutes Monday morning. So take a look at that if you haven't seen the Monday's recording. So once again, but look, so is this the perfect entry? No, but it's a 4-hour chart. So I'm not going to sweat it. If I would have waited to be up here, so what would have happened? Okay, so let's say I'm waiting for a better entry. I'm waiting for a better entry. I already think the high is in. I already think we can get down here. All right, I don't know for a fact. And I can wait for a better entry. I can wait for a better entry, but what happens if it doesn't? We already took out this line, and then, next thing you know, it's down here. And then you miss it. So you know what? It didn't matter to me. I would by where I was able to put on a trade with a stop, plenty of room above the high of the week on the 4 hour, plenty of room, gives me breathing room, and my targets are down here. And and if these fold, and if this starts moving down here, I'll watch what's doing down here. All right. And if it looks like it's running out of steam, or I get another a red line building, all right, so maybe I'll get out of the trade a little bit short because I didn't have the perfect entry. Okay. A perfect entry, if I were to go short right now, let's just to show you something even easier. Okay. So if I were going to go short right now, and I'm not going to do another one, I don't need to do another, but and even put a stop, same place. Look at the difference where my take profit is. Here would be my take profit instead of down here. Okay. There's the take profit. So, you know what? I didn't have a trade on. I'd almost put on another trade. Go in a second. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm actually going to put another trade on right there. Okay. Show you my conviction. Okay. This is now, regardless of what happens, this is a better entry. What I just did was a better entry, and it was a 0.25% risk. So now I have 0.5% risk going on this particular trade. And this is how you do a trade off of a 4 hour chart. So now what happens? So let's say I'm in this trade for today. Maybe it hits today, maybe not. Tomorrow, either way, it's 0.25% of my account. It's one trade. And if I have ample margin, I mean, look at all the margin I have left. Okay, I'm flat. It's $100,000. It's $102,000 account. I got plenty of margin. There's just money sitting here. So it takes money to make money. Put your money to work if you can. If you're not seeing something, and again, because we're not over leveraging here. This is a very important point. We're not over leveraging. All right. So if you're comfortable that on each trade you're putting on, you're only risking your 0.25%. And by the way, we can lower that, and I'll show you how to do that. Make that 0.1%. Okay, if that's too much. Okay. Hang on a second. All right. Hang on. Set this. One more thing. So my point is very, very simple. When you get online, you have plenty of capital. If you start at zero, if you start flat for the day, you have plenty of capital. Okay. If all of your risking, if you're trading the way we do it, okay, remember, this is very important. Okay. I don't want to say it's all or nothing, because you could use our software a number of different ways. So I don't want to say all or nothing. Okay. However, it's meant to work in a similar way. So at the very, very least, please, I hope you guys, the first and foremost thing when you're trading is to accept your loss. Okay, know beforehand. Let's put it this way: accept your risk. Know it beforehand. Okay, we limit our risk to 0.25%. Okay, so that's it. If that's a comfortable number for you, great. All right. If like I said, my account's $102,000. If I'm risking $250 on a trade, I don't want to say I don't care. No, fine. Fine, no problem. I lose 250. I lose 250. I'll make 250 on my win. I'll make 270 on my winners. Whatever it is. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter to me. All right, I accept 250 on every trade. I'm happy to do it because I know in the long run, I do 100 trades. I'm going to be right 150% of the time. Okay, I know it. Okay, and I know that I'm not going to be right every time. So I have to accept losses when they occur. So the point is that you got plenty of capital in your account. We're only risking 0.25%. If you're not seeing something in a 15-minute chart, we all want to make money every single day. We all would like to get in a trade and out of a trade as early as possible, right? I mean, we all want to do that. Okay? There's no question about it. However, you're sitting with capital. You don't see anything in a very short time frame that's comfortable for you to trade. Okay, so look at a larger time frame. 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart. Look at a larger time frame. There's a lot more breathing room. Okay, remember, your position size will be smaller because you're usually giving it a larger stop loss in terms of pips or points. So your position size will be smaller. All right, but your dollar risk is always the same. So go to a 4-hour chart, go to a 1-hour chart, go someplace where you could put the odds are on your side. The odds are on my side for this trade right now. Okay, will this trade work out? I don't know, but I will do this trade right here anytime I see it, as long as I have capital. Now, if I have 10 positions going, during the day, obviously not. But as long as I have capital, and I got plenty of capital, okay, I have no other positions right now. This is all I have. So I don't care. And so it's comfortable. I'll see what happens. I'm going out. As a matter of fact, I have to leave in a couple of minutes. I have a doctor's appointment. Everything's fine. Thank you. Okay. But so I'm going to close up in a couple of minutes so that I can get out of here. But the point is that, okay, my trade's on. I have a stop loss in. I have a take profit in at this point. And I'm going to go. I'm going to hit it, or not today. We'll see what happens. And then I'll monitor it. All right. If I'm still in the trade later today, tonight, tomorrow morning, and nothing's happened yet, I'll see where it is. I'll see what the dynamics in the market are. But right now, I will put this trade on. Is it this is not a bad entry. Now, where's the best entry? Well, the best entry, okay, if this retraces all the way up here, but then stops. All right. But we don't know that that's going to happen. All right. So you have to take some risk. All right. And personally, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I personally rather have to break through 2 lines, the directional indicator, than 1 to lose my position. Now, this second line breaks, and well, both lines break. This second line breaks, okay, sometimes, but oftentimes it holds. All right. Better than what is my goal? I'm looking for a greater than 50% success setup. This setup right here, even on a 4-hour chart, is greater than a 50% setup, if that makes sense. That's all I'm looking for. So if I don't find it on a 15-minute chart or whatever chart that I'm looking at, all right, I'll look somewhere else. So I'll put a trade on. Okay. But again, a 4-hour chart, Wednesday would be the latest for me. I certainly don't like going into the weekends, with any kind of position. So it actually doesn't really matter to me whether a prop firm will let you or let me hold a position over a weekend. Doesn't matter. I don't want to hold a position over a weekend. I much rather enjoy my weekend, be flat, let the world do what the world does over a weekend, and then react to it on Monday morning. Okay, so I hope this makes sense today. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you for bringing up currencies to take a look at. Doesn't mean that there was a particular trade at the time, but hopefully the question's answered as to, maybe, why or why not. So, like I said, just it doesn't matter how it works out. Okay. Doesn't matter how this trade works out. I will do this trade right here. Big move down, little move up, consolidation, weekly high right up here. I will do this trade, as often as I see it early in the week. I'm glad I spotted it today as early as I see it. Doesn't matter which way it works. I mean, I'd like it to work out, but this is greater than a 50-50 opportunity, if that makes sense to everybody. And that's really all I'm looking for. All right. I'm looking for 50-50 opportunities or better. Excuse me. I'm looking for better, putting the odds on my side. If I did this trade 2 or 3 times every day on every, wherever I could find it on different candles, I do this trade 50 times. I'm going to be right 30. Okay. That's fine. Okay. I know I'm going to be right 30 at least. All right. And that's fine for me. So that's it for today. This is once again, these are all being recorded now. They're on our YouTube channel. If you don't have the link to our YouTube channel, just email Jay at theamazingtrader.com, because I have to run. He'll send you the link to the YouTube channel. Everything, all of our recordings are now being recorded and kept as an archive on the YouTube channel. So I hope that makes sense, everybody. Thank you for your time. If you're not getting it, if something here doesn't make sense, please let me know. And in particular, if one word of advice, at least, because I've used, horizontal resistance and support, and I've used Fibonacci and all those things. My clear-cut advice is that if the amazing trade line is in disagreement essentially with, or conflicting, not a disagreement, if it's conflicting with your overall opinion, I would really pay attention to the amazing trade line, at least for the time being. Doesn't mean it won't break or you're not right, but I would certainly pay attention and give deference to the amazing trade line if it's contrary to a position you may be looking to put on. Okay. All right. That's it for today. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. I'll be doing this tomorrow again. Okay. Thanks, guys.